Hello and welcome to a fresh top shelf. I think this is the first top shelf in 2023. Is that right? I think so. So my top shelf series is something that I do every 6 weeks to 2 months or so, but mainly it's just when I am cleaning up my stash of skincare and makeup, and there's just certain items that I know would be silly to put away because I know I'm gonna pull them right back out again, and that is what distinguishes them as being on my top shelf. They are off limits as far as being put back in storage. So this was gonna be really skincare heavy today. I have to admit, I have been sticking to the makeup that I love and that I've had for a while lately, but my skincare routine has gotten a facelift, if you will. So a pattern you'll notice in the skincare situation is just that it's stuff that does heavy lifting for someone who, you know, is about to be 36 years old. Like, I really have to get the most out of each product. Like, it has to, there's no fluff. It has to be like hyper concentrated workhorses. And I want to kick that category off by chatting with y'all about today's sponsor, CurrentBody. So CurrentBody let me try this mask. I've been using it for a few months now, maybe even longer than that. The people who watch the vlogs over on my Patreon have definitely seen it and heard me talk about it. So this is what it looks like. It's got all the little LEDs on one side. Other ones that I have used, they have like the 3-minute cycles, and so you have to just sit there and punch it the whole time. You never get to relax. This has a 10-minute cycle and that's it. Boom, done. I personally love to wear it lying down and just like do the whole treatment in almost kind of like a meditation, but I can also sit and watch Drag Race while I'm doing it. It's not a big deal. It combines red and near infrared light therapy. So using it every day, I've noticed such a huge difference, like waking up to my skin being not just clear, but bright. It's gonna help with like hyperpigmentation and collagen production and just the things your skin starts to get lazy about as you age. It just encourages it. I actually reached out to them. After they had sent this to me, I was like, I am so impressed by this device and by the results that I'm getting from it. I don't like to miss a night because I actually notice the difference. I actually took this, like we went to North Carolina 2 weekends ago. I took it with me. It travels really easily, and it was not just really easy to integrate into my routine while I was traveling, but it's like a wind down thing for me. I get in bed and I'm just like, I'm gonna have my private unwind moment with my LED mask, okay? And it's just like 10 minutes that I breathe and like everybody else leaves me alone. So if you're interested in trying this, you can get 15% off using my code, which is just my name, Kackie, on the website. You can use the link down below. So I just wanted to share something that was giving me a lot of results that's literally just a one-time investment. You know, you don't have to like refill it. You're never gonna see it in my empties. And I want to thank CurrentBody for gifting me this product so that I could try it and also agreeing to partner with me for a portion of today's video. That said, let's go ahead and jump into the rest of my top shelf. Something that y'all will be very, hopefully, thrilled to hear about is like a super affordable, super effective skincare product that I have been loving lately that has hit all the marks. And so this is the Maelove, the Night Renewer Glycolic Acid Cream. You might not know which actives work best for your skin until you try them, but of all the actives out there, sure, retinol is great, but it does stress my skin out a little bit, but my skin loves glycolic, and it likes lactic, but it prefers glycolic. Glycolic does an amazing job of refining my pores, keeping my skin really bright, and keeping my acne at bay, keeping me from breaking out. You can see I've been really making my way through this. The really good news here is that this is $35. Like for two fluid ounces. I'm very different between my skincare and my makeup in terms of like the magic when you're using it. I can be very utilitarian about my skincare, and I love that there's no scent. This is just a really minimal little jar, and it's just a straightforward cream, and I use like a pearl-sized amount. That's something that I've learned. Some is good, but that doesn't mean more is better with strong actives. I use a very modest amount of my actives, and they last a really long time. So this is the one that I've been truly loving. I mean, it's the same price as like the Neutrogena one that I also love, the retinol that I was just talking about in my last one. So yeah, this has been a huge winner for me. A huge winner. Like, will repurchase when it's empty, doesn't stress my skin out, is just, again, really, really hits all the marks. It is everything that it very essentially needs to be and is incredibly effective, and nothing more. Now I have to be diligent about putting these all back into a container that I can then take back out of this room, because what I do is I bring all my favorites into this room to talk about them, and then I end up in my bathroom after my shower and I don't have any skincare. My cleansing routine? This has been incredible. So I have moved to the Clinique Take the Day Off with charcoal in it. I remember the other one and it was also great. I don't know, I'll probably, you know, try that one again too. But just, you know, this is the original. When you're talking about a makeup remover balm, Clinique was just the first one that I ever tried. And so when my Good Molecules one got reformulated and I was just really disappointed by it, I went back to this and I was like, this is the OG for a reason. It's really, really good. And actually I have found that even if I'm not wearing makeup or not wearing a lot of makeup, I still like to use this. I will use just a little bit of it and really like work it into my skin. And I feel like it just kind of like wakes up my skin and it's just like, hey, we're gonna wash you now. I don't know. There's just something about the oil that gets the oils going on my face and it keeps the, you know, the secondary cleanser from stripping it. Regardless of whether I'm wearing makeup, I do still like to keep the same cleansing routine because I just feel like, you know, it's what my skin's used to. So the other end of that is this. Something that I actually bought while I was pregnant, because I don't know about y'all, my skin went through every single skin type. It was like every season, every ecosystem in the world was just, my skin had a moment of all of them. And at one point my skin got really, really broken out. And so this is the Cleanser Concentrate, a clarifying face wash from Glossier. This bad boy's $21. Comes in glass. We love to see it. And it's a concentrate. And so very little comes out of here and you go, gook, 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 and you get like, you know, 3 pumps is still like, you know, not even a teaspoon of product. You hit it with water and it really like, you know, does the work. It's good. I wouldn't rub it directly in your eyes because it is a tiny, tiny bit active. It helps keep my skin clear. And I think that a lot of times when we're talking about a cleanser that actually has a job that it's doing other than cleansing, they want to charge you, you know, a metric butt ton for it. And it's very silly because it's something that just washes off. So $21 might feel like a lot for a cleanser, but I have noticed a big difference in this and I've been using it for like a year. It's so hilarious, like how long I've been using this and how much of it is still left because you just use so little of it every time. I do want to mention my SPF that I've been using a lot lately. This is, you know, has become my daily SPF. I was, you know, using the e.l.f. one and of course I love the Tula, but I like ran out of it. This was actually sent to me by the brand. This is by Bloomeffects. It's called the Tulip Dew Vitamins and Mineral SPF 50. It's so gorgeous and I got a discount code and y'all went nuts. I was like, I want to see because it's a little expensive. It's like $65. It's so pretty, by the way. Like it's a, you know, a mineral SPF, but it has the same consistency as the Make. It's a little thinner, but it does the same kind of like gorgeous glowy thing that the Make Reverse Emulsion does, where it's just like, it's so good. And you get 1.86 fluid ounces of it, which is pretty great. But I was like, hey, you know, I'll reach out to the company and I mean, just look at like the difference that that makes on my skin next to just like, you know, my dry old hand underneath it or next to it. Like, ooh, ooh, We love hydration. But yeah, they replied and they gave me a discount code. And as soon as I posted it, apparently y'all had just been finger on the buzzer because everybody bought one. You get a sunscreen and you get a sunscreen. So yeah, I figured I would mention this because I do still absolutely adore it. And I do have the discount code for it. I think it's 15 or 20. I can't remember, but yeah, it's a good discount. Ooh, okay. We're stepping, well, that wasn't affordable either, but I was gonna say we're stepping outside the realm of affordability. Look, if there's a place to invest in your routine, it is in your like serums and facial oils, okay? Like I just love a good unctuous facial oil to finish off my routine. And you'll know, I love the Iconolab. The Iconolab Renewal Face Oil. If you are offended by the smell of anise, of like licorice, steer clear of this and go for the Iconolab. I still like swear by that stuff. This is just a little newer to my collection, so I've been wanting to give it a chance and I adore her. This is the Furtuna Skin Biphase Moisturizing Oil. Oh my goodness. this is one of those things where like the company, again, reached out and they were like, do you want to try some of our skincare? And I was like, yes. And then I ended up buying more skincare from them, you know, because it's just really, really good. I actually was on a conference call with them about their new product that's coming out that I can't share with y'all until next month, but it all comes from this like vineyard in Sicily, this farm in Sicily. Like all this stuff has been, you know, cultivated by botanicals and buzzwords. But I noticed immediately when I started using their products, I was like, uh-oh. So Furtuna is actually the Sicilian spelling of the word fortune. So apparently, you know, Fortuna is, you know, the Italian, but Furtuna is Sicilian version. I happen to be Sicilian, in case you can't tell by my natural accent. No, I am actually Sicilian, but Biphase, right? Kackie was off to the races there for a second. So it's got the little bubbles inside the big bubbles, and it's just this like little goes a long way, gorgeous final step that almost feels a little bit warming on the skin. You just feel it doing something, and it's just so gorgeous and hydrating. And I feel like because of the Biphase, it really lasts. Like it really sinks in, it really lasts. And I don't have it here because I finished it, but I got like a discovery set from them in addition to this full size, and they have this micellar cleansing what's it called? A micellar cleansing essence. And I don't do what you're supposed to do with it, which is to put it on a cotton pad and wipe it on. I just put it in my hand and smack it on my face like any other essence. And when I stopped using it, my skin looked worse. And so I bought a full size of it for $85 because I like it so much. So this is a brand that I'm really excited to just be scratching the surface of for really effective skincare for skin that needs effective skincare. I'm not 20 anymore, you know? Oh, also, I mean, y'all would be like, where is it if I didn't say something? I will make this brief. I talk about this constantly. It's like my middle name at this point, but the Make Hydrascape Moisturizing Reverse Emulsion. I don't know why I had to read it like that, but this is just the best. And she's $36, so we're back in like, you know, some kind of reasonable stratosphere of what to spend on skincare, but it's just the best. So pretty. Oh my god, it's so pretty. It really gives you that just like you happen to have stepped into really great lighting kind of glow. So it's somewhere between the Future Dew and the Nano Emulsion from Handacure, but it also reminds me of, I can't even remember what it's called. I'll put it on the screen, but it's one of the Super Goop ones, and you'll know what I'm talking about because it's the only one that has like a really unique texture to it. These have that texture. It's like thin, but it's hydrating, and it kind of locks, and then it leaves this beautiful kind of like glycerin finish on the skin. It's just very cosmetically elegant, and it makes it so that like I don't even really want to wear very much makeup, you know? Now, speaking of that finish, right? You think, well, why isn't that in everything? Let me introduce you to the Big Up Body Glaze from DEON Libra. My friend Devin started this company. She and I met through being Glossier reps years and years and years ago. And she also started Glossier Brown. And now she is the, you know, proud owner who just launched this, you know, incredible, it's supposed to be like an entire line of like anti-stress, self-care, body care, adaptogenic, things like that. And she sent this to me basically in PR a few months ago. And I finally got a chance to like, you know, use it enough that I felt like I could give it a good review. And y'all, it's basically the reverse emulsion, but for your body. It's so awesome. And it has this really beautiful, like golden glow to it on the skin. So I love using this after my moisturizer, but do you see it still has that same kind of awesome, oops, mommy's been painting, that awesome like syrupy consistency on the skin. And then when it breaks down, it like, oh, it's like this force field of syrupy gorgeousness on the skin. Adds a little bit of glow, not glittery at all. And what? Unscented! We love to see it. It's just, it's honestly, it's a perfect product. She did such a really, really fantastic job with this. And I was just watching, you know, on Jackie Aina's, I think it's called Lavishly Jackie. She has a separate Instagram for herself being bougie because she was getting so much flack for just being bougie. And so she was, you know, getting ready for something. She's in the UAE right now. And she was just, you know, putting all these different like glazes on her décolleté, and I was like, that's what this is. This is like a make your skin look cosmetically gorgeous, but also truly moisturized kind of product. And I love the branding. I love this bottle. Like, I never lose track of it. It's nice to hold in the hand. Like, it's a little bit kind of rubberized feeling on the outside, and it's not going anywhere either because it's got the little plug in the top. I just think it's great. The last little skincare thing, I just wanted to say that, like, everybody's right. The Laneige lip sleeping masks are the answer. They are the truth. They are the way. And I, of course, got the vanilla one because vanilla's my kink. It doesn't smell particularly vanilla-y. It just kind of smells like, you know, sweet, but I'm not mad at it. And I use the living daylights out of it, and I, you know, I put it on my husband because I don't trust him to stick his little fat finger in there and be like, I know him. I know him. When he says, can I have a bite? It's like, Joey doesn't share food. So yeah, this is, you know, still like my precious in that sense, because it just works really well. So, especially for my dry skinned folks out there, dry lipped folks out there, this is just a phenomenal sleeping mask, and everyone was right. You're probably wondering, Kackie, how do you get your hair to look like that? Well, this is the natural texture of my hair. I don't know, that's not true. I tied it up in a knot on top of my head all day while I was painting, and that's why it's like kinky right here. But like normally, you know, when you see kind of these waves and stuff like that, that's just my hair air dried. That's just what it does. And it used to look really unhealthy when I let it air dry, when I was like bleach blonde, because it was really unhealthy. But now it's not, because it's just all, you know, my natural color. Nonetheless, this is my natural color. This is my natural texture, more or less. And I really don't have to heat style it very often. Most of the time I just tie it back, let it dry, sleep on it, whatever. And it kind of weighs itself down enough that it does something that makes sense. But I'm kind of embracing the chaos, as it were, with these two products. I know. Everybody's a broken record about these products, but like, there's a reason. So I'm back to using this. This is the Orbe Dry Texture Spray. Yep, it's great, okay? It just is. And it makes my feathers of hair, because y'all, let me show you what my ponytail looks like, okay? I don't have very much hair. Like, that's my ponytail. And that's, I don't have like a bunch of layers or anything. I really have very, very little actual, you know, thickness to my hair. That texturizing spray, in addition to my natural actual texture, you know, I actually have waves, thank goodness, fluff everything up. And then I hit it with this. I fell in love with this at Ingrid's house. She had the Orbe Superfine Hairspray, and this works double duty, right? It can hold my hair down when I'm doing like a slicked back bun, which is great, you know, because I do still have like pieces growing in from pregnancy and stuff. And then it's lightweight enough that I just kind of spray it everywhere, and it gives me this kind of movable hold, this touchable hold that's just, again, it's just kind of chaotic in the best way. And I really dig it. I feel like it makes me look kind of bohemian, and it's really, really easy to not have to blow my hair dry and worry that like the natural texture is gonna come out in the humidity or whatever. It's like, there. What are you gonna do now, hair? As someone who's been fighting against my hair's natural texture my entire life, like now I'm just embracing it. I'm like, what are you gonna do? You can't do anything to me. I've already let you do your thing. So yeah, I've been cutting my own hair since right before the pandemic. So I just think we're on a roll. My hair costs me very little effort and very little money at this point. So that's all like the skin and hair care and body care and stuff. And now we'll just talk about the makeup. There isn't that much makeup. Again, I will preface this by saying I have been in my basics pocket lately. I just have been really, really enjoying the stuff that I have known and loved now for a while. So today I'm wearing this. I really regretted, honestly, when someone mentioned it, not putting this in my end of year favorites, because it didn't feel new to me, but it was new to me. I just hadn't, you know what I mean? It's not new, but I had just used it for the first time last year, and that's the MAC Studio Radiance Face and Body. I mean, look at it. It's just fantastic stuff. It makes my skin look so healthy. It hardly looks like I have any foundation on, and it lasts all day. It wears all day. And I've been using the Surratt, the Dewdrop, but that, I'm telling you, just gonna let you in on how I feel about it before I review it. That is the most mobility disabled, unfriendly packaging I have ever used. It like gives my hand a cramp, and it has about the same performance as this. I think that this is better all the way across the board. So yeah, I have been loving this. It's so easy. It's so easy and it's so pretty and it makes my skin look so healthy and happy. So been loving that. And then of course, you do not need this, you do not need this, you do not need this. Let me break the spell, you do not need this. I, however, am obsessed with this. So this is the Sublimage Le Teint from Chanel, and I put a mean hurtin' on this constantly. I love it so very much. What I do actually is that I mix it with this, which, you know what, for all of the overpriced everything and the fact that that revitalizing little the oil that comes from Victoria Beckham by Augustinus Bader, like that thing didn't make any difference to me. Tell you what, this does something, okay? This plumps the skin, this is gorgeous, and mixing the golden one in with this to just richen it ever so slightly makes it so just radiant and gorgeous on my skin. And I took like an Instagram story a few days ago because I caught myself in the mirror. It was just the most random thing. I didn't even like post a video that day. I was just like, I cannot stop talking about this foundation. Like I'm impressed by it every single time that I use it. So much so that I went and spent, you know, $95, bought all this with my own money, okay? I spent $95 to get the concealer to go with it, and I just adore them, okay? So yeah, the main thing that I like about this, it's like, I always say this, it's hilarious to even say this. It is an elevated version of the Chantecaille Future Skin Gel, which is already an elevated version of most things. You know, it's a phenomenal foundation, but this is even better, okay? It's just hydrating for skin that is starting to like show signs of aging or is like prone to dryness, and it just kind of plumps everything, smooths everything, and it wears a long time. It's very like equal parts healthy skincare, you know, beautiful, nourishing ingredients, but also performance, which is, sometimes you just kind of have to pick one. Now I will say, I love the Chanel fragrance. It has the Chanel fragrance to the point that I don't even notice it anymore because I like it so much, but the concealer doesn't, and the concealer is silicone free. If you think that you're not going to use something all over the face, might I suggest just this? Because like, it goes seamless. I mean, it just blends beautifully, perfectly into the skin, and it really performs just like that. It's just like the foundation, except it doesn't have any silicones in it, doesn't have any fragrance to it. So if you're more of like a low-key character as far as this kind of stuff's concerned, and you value something not having fragrance and not having silicones in it, this might be a good option for you. It's still pricey, you don't need it, but I will use these all the way up and then I will buy them again, okay? I like them that much. I know, right? But like, I love this thing. I can't stop using it. This is, I'm telling y'all, basic. I am basic right now. That is what you're going to see in a lot of stuff. I've just swung back to one side of just wanting things to be gosh darn pretty and like smoky eyes and blushed cheeks and reliable, okay? I just want things to be reliable, and I can count on the Makeup by Mario Ethereal Eyes palette. Is it for deep skin tones? Not really, okay? And if I used a palette that was for deep skin tones, I don't think that it would be very easy for me to use. It probably wouldn't be top shelf material. So I wanna say that this is very, again, specific to me, very specific to me, because like the deepest shade right here is not that dark, but I'm not gonna sing Pete the Cat. I have everything that I need in this palette, and I just find myself reaching for it constantly. I mean, you can see I'm like, you know, actually like digging little indentions out and stuff. Like these are my finger paints lately. So I have been loving this, and I love that it doesn't hard pan. Maybe that's why they reformulated his mattes, because they did try to hard pan a little bit and these don't. So yeah, you know, if you're unfamiliar with this palette, where have you been? I mean, it's like you can't go on the internet without being beaten over the head by it, or at least you couldn't like at the beginning of the year. But I mean, this has, you know, beautiful, ethereal, you know, wash of color kinds of mattes in like warm and cool tones. Mostly warm, but you do have a little bit of coolness. You have the bedroom eyes brown of it all that I love so very much. And then you have, I mean, this is a funky one, right? This is if you wanted to go fully like, you know, into your cool tone territory, but it's like a little bit green. It's like a greeny pewter. And then you have these. that are just so absolutely gorgeous. Like you can't go wrong, but you can go right or you can go even more right, you know, for what you're going for. Because like this taupe right here goes, it's like pink and then it goes cool taupe when it shifts. And then we've got one that's like more neutrally pink. And then this one's like, you know, more of a pure champagne gold kind of thing. And I just find that I don't get bored. I just don't get bored in it. So been really loving that one. Shocking to absolutely no one. This is my eyeliner of choice lately. This is the Hindash Color Fluid in Thorn. Okay, this, again, it's lighter than some skin tones. It's not going to be a, you know, black brown kind of eyeliner or something. You could use it as other things, as like an eyeshadow. That's the beauty of this color fluids, is that they just, you know, you can use them everywhere and they are the most agreeable. Oh my gosh, you can mix them with anything. You can mix them with your foundation. You can use them as like, you know, the other colors and stuff. You can use them with blush, lips, what have you. The reason I love this as an eyeliner is because I think I realized it's because like for part of the night I sleep on this side. And so I kind of like smush my eye, I think. And so it's just kind of hard to get an even line between the two eyes with a pencil, because by the time you've moved a pencil enough to get the friction going to make it, you know, make a line, this eye will be one way and this eye will be the other way. And then I've also got this adorable little mole right here underneath my eye that makes things a little bit more difficult. But I put this on a brush that looks like this, you know, it's very flat, very thin, and it just glides right across all those little indiscretions. All those things that I don't want to think about, this makes it so I don't have to think about them, and it makes the most beautiful, I don't want to say natural looking, because of course if you're drawing, you know, a very graphic line on, probably no one's gonna believe you woke up like that, but because it's a nice warm brown that stays true to color, it just looks really effortless, you know? I'm not wearing it right now. I'm wearing a pencil today. I'll list everything that I have on my eyeballs today. I was trying a bunch of new stuff today. Either way, for my skin tone, this makes an amazing, amazing eyeliner, especially for like warm eye looks. And you can take something and buff it out and it will blur the same way that a pencil will. It's just lovely stuff and it wears all day. I cannot believe I'm saying this, but I'm telling y'all, basic, okay? This is what I've been into. I am so impressed with these, it's stupid. Like, somebody come over here and just please, like, transplant my imagination, because I should not be this excited about these, but this is great. This is the freaking Pillow Talk Matte Beauty Blush Wand from Charlotte freaking Tilbury. It is, like, literally the most straight down the middle, like, bestseller, like, you know, you set them up, we knock them down, Charlotte Tilbury kind of product. And by God, it's great, okay? And you know what I really like about it? A, you get a ton of product for the money. You actually do. And B, the little spongy actually does her job, okay? Bip, bip, bip. Dibby dab that on the cheeks. And I mean, it builds. It's such an easy color for me to wear. It does come in several colors, but this one happens to be my fave. You can see I'm already kind of, you know, starting to work my way down on this thing. I like it so much. It's so brainless. Not effortless, not mindless, it's brainless. Like when I'm just sitting there going, I don't know, that. It's like as brainless as Milani Luminoso, you know? Like where you're just like, this'll look good. Like, yep. That's the kind of makeup I'm into right now. I feel like I can't not talk about this because it's been on my channel like pretty much every single video lately. And like, I still have so gosh darn much of it. Look at that. This stuff goes such a long way. I love it so much. It's such a perfect color and it comes in a ton of colors. This is the UOMA Double Take Sculpt and Strobe Duo Stick. I feel like this is how you know that like I use something a lot. Like look at it, it's nasty. This is also what my like Rare Beauty bronzer stick looks like. Ew. It's yucky. But yeah, I use it absolutely constantly. It really is my like go-to. I think what sets it apart from other things, like I love the Salt New York one and I do still use my Natasha Denona powder contour and stuff. I think what sets this one apart is just how high pigment it is. I don't have to use very much of it and I get the effect and it's not all like slippy on my skin. So I feel like it goes with so many different like, you know, makeup looks as far as how much dewiness I have on my skin or how much powder I'm gonna put on my skin or something. It holds up no matter what. It doesn't like disappear into nothing the way that some of them can. And I like to change my mind halfway through my makeup routine sometimes, and I feel like this one always is like down for the ride, whatever that may be. So that's why I use the living crap out of it. God, am I really gonna talk about this? I can't talk about this. We just talk about it constantly, but like, I think that that's what a top shelf is for, right? It's not about like, oh, these are my favorites this month. It's like, this is the thing thing that I try tons and tons of powders. I tried a new powder today. Nothing beats this, okay? And that's why I will pan it and I will buy another one. And that is the Kosas Cloud Set. I have the shade Airy. And like, is the component perfect? No, sometimes they break, okay? Be nice to them. She's fragile, some of us are, but like, ew, okay? Don't get too close, it's gross. And I just use the ever-living daylights out of it because it makes me look like I have angel skin all the time, even when my skin is really dry. I feel like some powders can be too heavy and kind of start to break up on top of things as emollient as like the Chanel Sublimage or the MAC Face and Body. And this one is so lightweight, it never does the cake-up breakup thing. So I really like that. It's so good. And finally, oh good, because I need to put on more lip balm anyway. So I cannot stop using her. In fact, I was looking for it for a video the other day. I was like, you know, you probably saw me at some point on camera. I was like, where's the Colé one? It was in a pocket of my coat because I took it with me. That's how you know, right? My Victoria Beckham bikini is like that. Like, she's gnarly because I carried her with me like everywhere I go. This is on the level of Victoria Beckham bikini. Yeah, I know, I said it, okay? This is the Colé, the lip oil, the lip treatment oil in just the original brown shade. I'm not really sure what the shade is, but let's put it on. Because I'm wearing just a clear right now. It has like a soft vanilla smell, and the way that Bikini from Victoria Beckham casts just like a nude haze across my lips, just like a creamy, milky haze. This is like that, except it's not going to be milky and weird on anyone because, you know, it's by Colé, so it was formulated for deep skin tones primarily, but it is low pigment enough that I just really feel like it adds something. It's like a little tone shift on my lips, kind of like a black lip gloss, but more like a brown lip gloss because that's what it is. But without ever stealing the show, it just adds this like little essence of coolness on top of my lips, and I just feel drop dead gorgeous in it. There's just something so more than the sum of its parts about this freaking lip gloss. And it comes in several shades now, but I really think that like the brown is the one. It's just something that like I can never make an excuse not to put on. So this now is in the ranks of a Victoria Beckham bikini. Poolside is kind of second, you know, because it's very similar to this color. Nana from Westman Atelier. Yes. We are in that territory. Pat McGrath Love Potion. Okay, like lip glosses that go with everything. That's what this is. That's why it's top shelf, and like you'll steal it from my cold dead hands. I love it so freaking much. And it's just kind of funny because like, Lord knows, I've tried some lip glosses lately, okay? The amount of lip glosses that I've tried that have just kind of fallen by the wayside, and the ones that have really risen to the top, and this is #1 for me right now. It is just so gorgeous. It's really like fine-tuned to perfection and nothing more. Yeah, those are my top shelf currently. Like I said, it was probably like 65–70% skincare, body care, and then just like the true basics of my makeup routine lately. So I hope that y'all enjoyed, you know, getting your questions answered in depth about my skincare routine recently, because I have been teasing it so much. And also, I hope that it was helpful to learn about the CurrentBody mask. So if you're interested in this, again, my link will be down below. You can use code Kackie for 15% off. And I want to thank CurrentBody for sponsoring a portion of today's video. So thank y'all for watching. If you did enjoy this, please do give it a thumbs up. If you made it all the way to the end of this video, I do this kind of video pretty often, like I said, every like 6 weeks to 2 months or so. So definitely subscribe while you're here. I think you'll like it here. I'm gonna put a video right here that I think that you'll enjoy. I'll actually just put my playlist of all of my other top shelves up here for you because they're still fun to watch. And I love y'all so much. Thank you for tuning in. I will see you, hopefully, in the next one. Bye.